Today's focus is all about improving SEO, so search engine optimization through Montessori content. This is something you may already be familiar with or not. We're here to answer your questions, provide strategies on how you can improve SEO through great content and by other means as well. If you have any questions throughout today's call, feel free to utilize the chat. We'll make sure all questions go answered. And you can also just feel free to unmute yourself. I know some of you are in your school office today, so maybe it's busy and you feel more comfortable using the chat, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So just a brief overview of what we're going to be discussing today. We'll be talking about what is SEO, why it's important for you to consider as a Montessori school, especially a school that's trying to grow their enrollment through their website, through online and digital marketing. We're going to talk about how you can leverage Montessori content to improve your SEO, understanding what makes content good and effective. We'll do a deep dive into diversifying your content. So what type of content can you include on your website in order to improve your SEO? We'll share some resources throughout today's presentation as well. So if you have any questions on our resources, please feel free to ask. We're also going to talk about keywords. This is something that's huge when it comes to SEO. You may have already heard this term, but this is really something that you need to be strategic with. So we'll explain how keywords work, what free tools you can use in order to find what keywords are going to help your SEO, etc. We'll also talk about on-page SEO basics. So what can you do to improve your page from a digital standpoint so that SEO, these search engines will push your website higher in the rankings, and how you can analyze your SEO performance. So how you can measure things and see if your SEO strategy is effective. We'll hopefully have some time for Q&A at the end as well, but feel free to ask questions throughout. Feel free to introduce yourself, what school you're joining us from in the chat. I'll have a look at that just so that we get an idea of where you're joining us from. And like I said, these are collaborative, so feel free to ask questions throughout. So first and foremost, what is SEO? Let's talk about it. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. It refers to the process of optimizing a website or online content to improve its visibility and ranking in search engine results. So oftentimes when we're searching for things on Google, we tend to look at the very top results. Usually we don't go much further than the first page of results. So it's important to be up there in the rankings. Now, SEO isn't the only way you can achieve this. If you want immediate results when it comes to rankings, I recommend investing in Google Ads. But SEO can really do a lot in terms of helping you climb up higher in those rankings. The goal of SEO is to increase organic non-paid. So in an advertising setting, you're going to be paying Google Ads significant amounts of money to run campaigns to push your ranking higher. This is all about organic growth, and it does take a little bit more work, but you're not investing money in it as you would advertisements. And of course, like the goal of it is to increase traffic to a website by making it more relative and authoritative to the eyes of search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. So think of it as you're trying to impress these search engines through great content, through a highly effective website, so that they can say, oh, this is a reliable website that has effective content that people and using our search engine want to see. So we're going to push it up higher in the ranking. That's kind of a very basic way of saying how SEO works. It involves optimizing various elements of your website, including things like on-page factors, such as content, which we'll discuss, keywords, so what key terms and keywords are being searched for the most, HTML tags, so what are your website and web link tags, as well as off-page factors such as backlinks and social signals. So very much things like using imagery, sharing your links in other ways, such as on social media and other platforms, etc. Ultimately, all of this is going to help your website attract more visitors who are actively searching for relevant information, products, or services. In our case, it's Montessori schools and programs that they are looking to enroll in. Why is SEO so important to specifically Montessori schools? Well, it's important to any business that is looking to recruit clients, in our case, prospective families. So, number one is increased visibility. When you take some time to implement these SEO strategies, you're going to improve your visibility on these search engines. This means that when parents are searching for terms related to Montessori education in your area, especially, your website is more likely to appear at the top of the results. This is crucial because we know from our own search experience that it's not very common that we're going to the 10th page on Google. We're usually looking at pages 1 and 2 when we're doing Google searches. Targeted traffic. By optimizing relevant keywords and phrases, this is where keywords really come into play, schools can ensure that their website is seen by parents who are actively seeking information about Montessori education. This targeted traffic is more likely to convert into things like inquiries. So they're going to come into your website and fill out an inquiry form, schedule a tour, and enrollments. So these are people who are looking at relevant content, then find their way into your website and are more likely to make conversions. Brand authority is another thing. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we're unlikely to go further than the first or second page of Google search results. When you have a higher ranking, it makes your business look more legitimate and more trustworthy. So by consistently appearing at the top of search results, Montessori schools can really enhance their brand authority and credibility within their local communities. You can achieve all this through SEO. Again, if you want immediate results, go for paid advertising. If you want to do something that takes a little bit more time, but it's organic, SEO is going to help you achieve this. More reasons why. Again, the cost effective. While paid advertising can provide those immediate results, SEO can deliver long-term benefits and continue to drive traffic. And it's going to be quality traffic too, people who are looking to make conversions. Long-term growth is another keyword here. SEO is not a one-time task. It's not something that you're going to go into your website, you're going to review everything once, and it's done. This is a gradual process of refining and optimizing and checking. But by investing your time in some SEO optimization, you are going to lay the foundation for long-term growth and success when it comes to bringing traffic to your website. Again, it's going to help you build authority, visibility, and increase traffic to your website. So it's something to consider if you're looking for something long-term growth that will continuously bring great traffic to your website. Any questions about what SEO is and how it can benefit your school? We'll continue now on some practical strategies on how you can improve SEO. So understanding the importance of Montessori content for SEO. Content is really king when it comes to improving an SEO strategy. It's the core. So if you don't have time to worry about things like backlinks, or you don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of the tech world, content is going to be what's going to help you the most with SEO. Montessori content in relation to SEO just basically refers to what content you have on your website. It needs to be specifically created and optimized to appeal to your target audience of Montessori schools, parents, and educators, while also being optimized for search engines. So we're going to see how that can be done. What kind of content is going to help you with SEO? So in my opinion, you definitely have to diversify your content and focus on written content throughout your website. And we're going to start off talking about blogs. I truly believe that a blog is going to be a great starting point for improving your SEO. If you don't have a blog section on your school website, this is your sign to start one and make sure you're nurturing it. Creating blog posts is going to significantly help your SEO. Again, it's something that might take a little bit of time. You have to sit down and write these blogs. You have to keep your blog section regular, but it is going to be the number one thing to help you with SEO. So if one thing you take away from today's town hall is to start a blog section. I recommend just sitting down and thinking about different topics, really write about Montessori education, philosophy, curriculum, What is going to attract traffic to your website? These posts can address common questions, concerns, interests of parents and educators, and you can also incorporate relevant keywords and phrases to improve search engine visibility. Later in the presentation, I'm going to show you some free online tools that you can use in order to find what keywords you want to include in your blog content. So how do blogs help with your SEO? Here's just an image of our sample school website. It's nido.site. If you want to take a look at a sample school website, our blog section, we really recommend to post regularly, and this is why. Number one, fresh content. Regularly updating a blog with new posts ensures that a website is regularly indexed by search engines, indicating to them that the site is active and relevant. Again, like I said, SEO is really all about proving to Google and other search engines, hey, we have a fresh website full of great content that's relevant to people using your search engine. That's the website that they're going to push up higher in the ranks. So if you're consistently publishing new content, what Google and other search engines like Bing are basically going to say is, hey, this website has regular content. They are publishing new and relevant things to our audiences. We're going to push them up higher. Targeted keywords. If in each blog post you take the opportunity to utilize keywords, which I'll show you later how you can access different keyword ideas, it's going to help you with SEO. Internal linking is another thing. So let's say you're writing a blog and you're talking about the primary program in this blog. You can link to learn more about your primary programs in that blog. So you can use links within your blogs so that people spend more time on your website, are exploring and engaging. And this ultimately helps with SEO because it's saying, hey, this person who visited this website, read the content, used links to explore the website. There's a lot of relevant information here for people searching for this keyword, for this topic, for Montessori. So all of these things help with improving your SEO. Continuing here, engagement and social sharing. Blogs give you an opportunity to share content on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and any other social platforms you might be active on. This is another way for you to create links back to your website. These are also things that SEO takes into account and can promote higher in the search rankings. It also demonstrates expertise and authority. We've talked about content and blog content several times at these town halls because we really do think that it's such an important thing to your marketing. It makes you a thought leader. When you're creating regular content that answers frequently asked questions about Montessori philosophy, parenting, programs, and parents are learning from your website, it just creates you it establishes your school as a thought leader. This is also going to help with SEO in a technical sense because it can attract more inbound links from other reputable websites. For instance, if a mother is starting a blog and wants to educate parents on Montessori, they can link people to your blog. Again, when your links are shared in other places online, SEO sees that and is again going to push up your website because it says, hey, this is a website that is getting engagement. People enjoy the content. It's out there. We're going to push it up higher because it's clearly a quality website. How can you write a great blog for SEO? I think this is where people get a little bit intimidated. Really, it doesn't have to be hard. Your blogs don't have to be very long. Think 500 words. You don't have to have several pages of information. Really, you want to focus on quality over quantity when it comes to your blogs. So think if you have one blog weekly or monthly, what problems are you going to address in this blog? What are parents asking about? That's your topic. That's what's going to ultimately help you the most. Focusing on those relevant topics. Consider questions. What are the most frequently asked questions that your parents are asking you? What are the problems and challenges that you're noticing in your community that people want answers to? What insights do you want to share? Optimizing for those keywords. Incorporate those targeted keywords. Those are going to be things like maybe some of them will be Montessori terminology. Maybe some of them will be, Montessori toddler programs, Montessori primary. They're not necessarily always one word. They might be phrases. And we'll dive a little deeper into that later. And again, providing high quality content. Make sure your blogs are well researched, informative, well written. I highly recommend if you have a great writer on your team, whether that's an educator, maybe even a parent who's really passionate about Montessori, seeing if they're willing to write a couple of blogs for your school. It's worth the investment if you don't have the time yourself. I just highly recommend having a good writer and making sure that you're also including things like imagery, infographics, videos to enhance your blog content. Blog frequency is another important factor to consider when it comes to SEO. Search engines like Google are going to prioritize websites that are consistently refreshing their websites and content. That means if you have a blog section, but you haven't updated it in 2 years, it's not helping with your SEO. It's only helping with your SEO if you're refreshing it consistently. Now, we recommend 1 blog per week if this is something you can achieve. If this is not something you can achieve, that's okay. I don't want it to discourage you from having a blog altogether. Come up with a frequency that works for you, whether it's bi-weekly or monthly. But what you want to avoid is having a blog section where your last blog was a year ago or 2 years ago. First of all, it's not helping with your SEO. Second of all, it looks unprofessional because it looks like you got started on something and didn't have the capacity to see it through to consistently provide resources for families. So make sure that when you start a blog section, you have time to come up with a realistic frequency to publish these blogs regularly. If you need help creating blog content, I highly recommend taking a look at our Montessori content service. If you check it out on nidomarketing.com, we have a fantastic Montessori writer. She is trained to work with several age groups. She writes amazing content. It's 4 blogs a month, so once a week. We provide the content, you review it, and we'll publish it on your website for you. So you always have regular, consistent blogs being published on your website. We really think it's that important, and we've seen how it has really helped drive traffic to the schools that we've worked with. If you're a Montessori Thrive member, we have loads of resources to help you if you choose to write your own blogs. We have these things there called Montessori answered one-pagers. I believe we have more than 20 now. I have to go in there and count. They're basically every frequently asked question about Montessori that we could think of, we answer it in a 1-page format. You can use this as blog content. Feel free to copy, paste it, add in images and infographics, and you can publish these as blogs. So just off the bat there, you have a year worth of blog content if you publish maybe 1 blog a month, if that's a frequency you're okay with. We also have a list of 100 Montessori blog topic ideas for your website to give you some inspiration and help you get started. We have some blog samples as well and a blog planning calendar to help you maintain frequency when publishing blogs. Here's a sample of what I mentioned earlier, our Montessori answered one-pagers. You can download these and use them as blogs. They are written in a way that is very simple for a prospective parent who may be new to Montessori to understand. We explain our philosophies, our approach, and this is really what a blog needs to be: short, concise, and explain something that teaches parents or families something new about Montessori that they may not have known. And when the learning takes place directly on your website, again, you become an authority. So if a parent is between 2 schools, one school has a blog section with a bunch of this content that answered their questions, and another one doesn't, the one that has the blog section that they learned so much about Montessori from is going to rank a little bit higher, and oh, who's more trustworthy? Who knows what they're talking about more? So that's just another thing to consider. Maybe not so much SEO related, but valuable to your school. Another piece of content that is going to help you with SEO is lead generators and resources and guides, things like that on your website. So a lead generator is basically a piece of content that you're offering for free on your website in exchange for contact information, so parents' email and name. This piece of information is something that a parent might want. This could be a piece of paper that says, preparing your child for Montessori school. It can also be a quiz. It can be an infographic or a chart that maybe compares Montessori to traditional school. These documents are designed to help parents make a more informed decision about Montessori or just something that they would want. A major example of a lead generator, as well as your tuition. We've talked about this at past town halls. Gating your tuition can be a huge benefit because you're receiving information on how to contact that parent, check in with them, and explain to them the value of Montessori so they're not instantly scared away by the pricing of programs and they can really see the value first. Resources for lead generators. We have loads of white papers and lead generators that you can download from Montessori Thrive, and you can use them on your website. This is what they look like on our sample website. So here it is on nidosite.com, sorry, on nido.site. An example here, Montessori or conventional, what's best for your family? Again, when a parent is searching Montessori versus conventional, this could help with SEO, with your page ranking up there. Because remember, they're searching locally, and this is a local result that they're getting with Montessori versus conventional. And they go to your website, they say, wait, I want to learn more. I want this white paper. They fill out their contact information. You have a new lead who's genuinely curious about learning more about Montessori, and they take away a piece of information that establishes you as a trusted thought leader. So it's a great approach to take. Here's another sample. This is a fun quiz that we have pop up on some of our websites. Is Montessori right for your child? Take our short quiz to find out. So this, again, increases engagement on your website. It's another piece of content that can help with SEO and just help with the effectiveness of your overall website. Video content. Video content is becoming increasingly more important. It comes up a lot when people are searching now. There's actually, if you search on Google, you can search for video results. So if you have a video on your website, you're more likely to turn up there. So it's something to consider. Creating video content such as virtual tours, classroom activities, teacher interviews, also parent and student testimonial videos are great to include on your website, can enhance your school's online presence and improve your SEO. The reason why is videos are highly engaging and it can really attract more traffic to your school website, especially if they're optimized with relevant keywords, descriptions, titles. So if you have a heading that uses a keyword for a video, that's going to be really effective for your SEO strategy. Another thing that's often overlooked when it comes to SEO is social proof content. This is crucial in the Montessori space because parents are really looking for, hey, how did this school work for other families? I want to know, was this a success or was it not? Because if other families found success here, then maybe I can too. So incorporating things like parent testimonials and reviews on your school website can improve credibility and again, help you improve organic traffic. I highly recommend trying to collect some positive reviews and testimonials from happy families at your school. Not only is it going to help with your credibility and just impress families when they go to your website, it can also help with SEO. Photography and graphics. This is huge. You definitely want to have beautiful graphics and imagery on your website. I always say, because we work in Montessori marketing, you want your website to be as beautiful as your classroom environments. Luckily, we have so much beauty to capture in our schools. We have beautiful materials, beautiful environments. So show this off through imagery on your website. And here are just some things to consider when it comes to uploading images and graphics on your website to help you with SEO from a technological standpoint. Number one is optimized alt text. So when you add photos to a website, it's always important to include descriptive alt text for each image so that the search engine knows, hey, this image is a practical life shelf, or this image is a Montessori toddler. This is going to help you appear to relevant searches online. So make sure you're always including this when you upload an image to your website. Again, by optimizing alt text with those relevant keywords and phrases, Montessori schools are going to improve accessibility and search engine visibility for their website. Again, those images are going to be pushed up because Google knows, hey, this is a picture of a Montessori toddler, so it's going to come up as such. Visual search optimization, again, visual search is becoming increasingly important to SEO, with search engines like Google offering image-based search options. This is when people would just use a photograph to Google search. So again, by optimizing your photos and graphics with descriptive file names and alt text, you're helping your images appear in those image searches. So I highly recommend considering taking the time and putting that alt text. It is worth it for SEO. Any questions when it comes to content and SEO? I know we covered a lot. Are any of you looking to write a blog, need some additional tips for improving your blog content? Okay. Next is keywords. I think this is usually what we get the most questions about when it comes to SEO, because people are like, what keywords do I use on my website? How do I know what to use? What does it mean? And this is, I'm going to share some tools on how you can find them. So basically, when we're talking about SEO, keywords mean specific words or phrases that users enter into search engines when looking for information, products, and services online. Google kind of keeps track of what terms people are using and what is relevant to that keyword, that term. All right, so SEO involves optimizing various aspects of a website or online content to improve its visibility and ranking in search engine result pages for specific keywords. So something that you'll have to do if you want to really optimize the content on your website is something called keyword research. This involves identifying keywords and phrases that are relevant specifically to your website in the Montessori space, in your local community, your target audience, and your industry. This is going to help you understand what prospective families are searching for and how you can come up in those searches. It takes a little bit of work, but there's an easy way to do it. And these are the tools I recommend using. Number one, this is probably my favorite tool when it comes to keyword research. It's just the Google Keyword Planner. It's free to use. It's provided by Google Ads, and it helps you get some keyword ideas and estimate that search volume for each keyword. So something I recommend doing is just going on Google Keyword Planner, searching for things relevant within the Montessori space and within your community. And it will come up with a list of different keywords that you can use. Copy and paste that list and see where you can organically place those keywords and headings throughout your website, in blogs, in program descriptions, because that's going to help you come up. Because again, Google is filtering through the content on a page and saying, oh, here's a keyword, it's a match for the search. So you can find ways to implement that. Other tools are SEMrush. This is a comprehensive SEO tool that offers keyword research, competitor analysis, and other SEO research features. Moz Keyword Explorer is another one, and keywordtool.io is another one. Also, I recommend, this is a newer thing. We've talked about it very briefly at our town halls, but using AI can also help you come up with some great keywords. So if you have a free account at ChatGPT, you can ask it to come up with a list of keywords that will help SEO on your website. But if you're starting out, I recommend the Google tool, just because most parents are utilizing Google to search for schools, and it's probably the one that's been around the most and is most reliable. And it's free. Keywords for on-page optimization. We'll expand a little bit more on on-page optimization and what that means. But once you've identified your target keywords, you have that list, you can optimize your website's on-page elements such as titles, headings. These are the big things. It's usually a blog title or a subheading on your website. Meta descriptions and content to include those keywords naturally so that it increases your visibility more when people are using those keywords to search. This helps search engines understand the relevance of your website to specific search queries. Again, you're just saying, hey, Google, we're using the keywords that people are using to search for this. Please rank us higher. That's basically the exchange you're making with Google so that it'll push you up organically. Keywords and link building. In addition to on-page optimization and content creation, which is your blogs, your website content, your imagery, off-page SEO techniques such as link building also rely on keywords. So when other websites link to your site using anchor text that includes relevant keywords, again, it's another opportunity to signal, hey, search engine, our website has what people are looking for, and it will help you with the search ranking. So whenever you're creating those page HTMLs and things like that, make sure that they can include a keyword or two, because again, it will help you come up on those searches. Monitoring and adjusting keywords. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, SEO is going to be an ongoing process. It's not a one and done. So it requires monitoring and adjusting over time. The way that people search, the terminology that people use is going to change over the span of, 5 years, 10 years, perhaps. So it's good to constantly be checking. I recommend every couple months going into Google keyword search and seeing if you can come up with a new list, a refreshed list. Or if your list is still relevant, great, keep using those keywords. But by tracking your website's performance in these search engine rankings for target words, you can analyze user behaviors, how they engage with your website, what things they're clicking on. This is going to help you understand, is your content actually relevant to these search terms? Is it providing what people are looking for? If it is, if it continues to provide an engaging website experience, it's going to rank you higher on these search engines. Any questions on keywords? I think keywords are a lot more simple than people think. I think it's not necessarily the most Montessorian thing to spend all day behind a computer and being tech savvy. Usually we're all about the real world. We're with people, we're working with our students. But really just think about it as you're going into a tool, you're asking, what are people searching for? And then you're finding ways to organically implement those words into your website content. That's putting it in the most simple way as possible. And again, something that you can do that won't necessarily cost you money, but it might cost you time, but it's worth it. On-page optimization. We'll expand a little bit more here on on-page optimization. It refers to the process of optimizing each individual web page to improve their search engine rankings. So for instance, if you have a primary program page, how can you ensure that that's coming up when people are searching for primary Montessori programs in your area? Because that's the important page that people will want to see that's relevant to their search. So you want to make sure that every page on your website has optimized content and you've done things in order to build trust with this search engine. I'm going to kind of help you give kind of a SWOT analysis, if you can call it that, of each page. So what you need to be doing in order to make sure the page is good to go for SEO. Number one is that keyword optimization. Utilize keywords on every page possible. It's that quality content, informative content that addresses the problem, that addresses the question that parents are asking Google to answer. Make sure you're using those optimized meta tags. So write compelling titles, descriptions of your page, and use persuasive language. This again is going to help SEO understand this is the nature of the content. It's answering the question of the people who are using our search engine. We're going to thus rank it higher. Clear URL structures, maintain clear and concise URL structures try to avoid these weird URL links that have a bunch of random characters and numbers. The more accurate it can be, if it has keywords, better for Google. Optimized headings and subheadings whenever you're putting in content, writing blogs. This is going to help improve readability, and that in hand will help you with SEO. Image optimization, as I said, use that alt text. Every time you're uploading an image to your website, refer to your keyword list that you would have, drawn out, and you say, hey, this image has the pink tower. So that's a keyword for this area. So I'm going to put Montessori pink tower. And that's the alt text for your image. It's going to help Google say, oh, this image is going to be relevant to anyone searching for pink tower. So that's kind of how it works. So you want to make sure all of your images have alt text, descriptive file names, and captions if possible as well. Use internal linking. So if you're writing blogs and you're referring to your primary program in a blog, link to the primary program information page, or link to schedule a tour, or link to filling out an inquiry form. So use those links within your website so people can engage with your content. Another thing, and this is usually overlooked, but it actually does help with SEO, mobile optimization is huge. Make sure your website is mobile friendly. So whether it should be easy to use on a smartphone, on a tablet, on a laptop, on a desktop. This actually helps with SEO because again, you're telling Google, this is a website that your users can access and engage with. It's a quality website, so therefore show it higher in the rankings. Page speed optimization as well. You want to make sure that your pages load quickly. What happens when your pages load slowly? People get frustrated and click out, and then Google says, hey, people aren't spending a lot of time on this website. We need to rank it lower. So make sure you can reduce response times, minimize CSS and JavaScript files. If you have these really big files that are taking forever to load, try not to use that throughout your website. Use tools like Google PageSpeed, Insights to identify and fix any performance issues that could impact the experience. The better your website experience is, the more time people spend on your website, the more trust that these search engines are going to build with your school website, and that's going to help with SEO. So those are the steps that you can take to improve your on-page optimization for SEO. Any questions? I really recommend taking some time to just go through each page and make sure all of your images have alt text, your links have some keywords, you're using good titles to describe your content. All of this is going to help you improve your search rankings. All right, monitoring SEO performance. So how do you know that what you're doing is working? Because you're investing time and effort into it. You want to make sure you're getting a good return on that and that people are actually engaging with you and you are improving your rankings. As I mentioned, it's an ongoing process. So SEO is going to require constant refreshing and updating. So here's how you can track your progress and monitor your SEO performance. All right, number one is use web analytic tools. So if you can implement web analytic tools such as Google Analytics to track organic search traffic, user behavior, conversions. I know some website hosts also offer these types of things, so you can look at what pages are being engaged with, what forms are being filled out, where people are clicking. It's important to monitor metrics like this because it just allows you to kind of see what the user experience is like on your website. Because again, the longer people are spending on your website, the more they're interacting, the better it's going to be for SEO. So continuously monitor those metrics like organic search traffic, bounce rate. That's when people click away. They're like, oh, this isn't what we actually needed. We're going to go click on the next thing. Average session duration. This is huge. Again, when someone is spending a lot of time on your website, it proves to Google, oh, the information was relevant to that searcher. Goal completions, and goal completions to assess the effectiveness of all of your SEO efforts. So yeah, make sure that you say we want people to spend a good amount of time on our website. We want people to click on backlinks. We want people to basically explore our website and have a good experience because that's going to help us with SEO. Monitoring keyword rankings, again, using SEO tools such as the ones I mentioned earlier, such as Google Keyword Researcher, SEMrush, Moz, to track keyword rankings for those target keywords. Monitor changes in keyword rankings because they do tend to change from time to time, and identify any opportunities to optimize content for better rankings. I recommend every few months to go back to Google Keyword Researcher and seeing, hey, what's new that I can use in my content, or is what I'm using still working? Are these the keywords that Google wants to show people or that people are searching? Track your backlinks as well. So every time you include a link to a different page on maybe your blog or a different section of your website, track how many clicks that gets, how people are moving through your website. You can use tools like RFs or Majestic to identify new backlinks, monitor any lost backlinks, and assess the overall health of your backlink profile. This is important because you want to make sure that people are clicking around and exploring through your website. This shows that you have a quality website on your hands. More things here to consider. Track on-page SEO factors such as meta titles, meta descriptions, headings, content quality, monitoring website performance, as I mentioned earlier, things like page load speed, mobile friendliness, usability. Every now and then just go on your website and navigate through it. See, what can be improved about the user experience. Does it load quickly? Is it mobile friendly? This will help you see how other people are experiencing your website. Track local and SEO performance. I think this is especially important for Montessori schools because we are a local business. This means that we're normally not serving families that live 3,000 miles away. We're serving families that live locally. So you want to make sure that you track local SEO performance metrics such as local search visibility, something called a local pack ranking. This means, when you go on Google and you search, Chinese restaurants in my area and it shows you all of the local little pins. How are you ranking on that? How are you visible on that for people who are searching locally when they look at schools in your area? Um, customer reviews. Customer reviews have changed a little bit for Montessori schools. I believe Google reviews no longer allows for reviews to be made on schools or educational businesses, but you can use third parties to collect reviews for your school, and sometimes Google will show that. Monitor local citations. Google My Business Insights as well will help you. It's free to set up a Google My Business. It's free to look at the insights. You should absolutely have a Google My Business for your school. And so you can always check how you're ranking with other local schools. Regularly review and adjust strategies. So review your SEO performance and metrics, things like how long are people taking on my website? Am I getting a lot of engagement? Are people clicking the backlinks? When I search for things, am I coming up on my computer? Ask other people to search, other employees in your school to search for certain terms and see if your school is popping up for them on their computers. These are ways that you can just check if what you're doing is working. All right, I'll open it up to discussion to see if any of you have any questions or want to know more about SEO. I know we covered a lot of information here, and I know that SEO is not necessarily the most popular thing to discuss in the Montessori space, but it's something that is important. So I'll before, is there a topic that you would like to see at a future town hall? We plan these very much around you. We're looking to plan now for some town halls in the month of May. So if you have any topics you'd like to see in the future, you can let me know. This is my email address. So feel free to send me an email, or you can share as well now if you have any topics that you'd like to discuss that connect to school leadership, administration, operations, or Montessori marketing. I'll stop sharing my screen and see if anyone has any questions. This recording will also be posted on our YouTube channel later today. So if you want to reference any of the information shared, you can check it out at the Nido Marketing YouTube channel. All right, any questions? If not, we'll wrap up. I don't want to keep you guys longer than necessary. And if you think of any questions later, feel free to reach out to me via email as well. I'm happy to share any of the resources that were discussed, how you can access them, etc. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you everyone for joining us. Next week, we're going to be talking again about Montessori marketing. We're going to address some information on Google Ads. So if that's something that you really want to learn about and get technical about, please join the call. We're going to be answering your questions about that. Hugely important, again, if you want to be visible. We're in a new marketing world. This is not Yellow Pages. It's all about Google nowadays. It's a way for you to get found and to recruit new families for your school and ultimately grow your enrollment. So if that's something that you want to learn more about, join us next week. We're excited to host that call. And as I mentioned, if you ever want to see a topic, feel free to reach out to me and request one. I'm happy to plan these around your needs. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great rest of your Thursday. See you next week.